Hey, what is up, everybody? I am here to give you my WWE Monday Night Raw review for August 31st, 2015. Um, and we had JBL, Michael Cole, and Byron Saxton on commentary for this show. Um, Sting came out right away and cut a promo. I like that they kicked off with that. Uh, it was just a nice way to kick off Raw. And Sting talks about how Seth Rollins, how after his match at WrestleMania 31 with Triple H, he pushed Triple H to his limit, and he pushed him to his that they both never faced before. And he says after that night, he gained respect for Triple H, and he says that Seth Rollins, after that night, has pretty much hold the WWE World Heavyweight Championship hostage, and he says that he is pretty much squealed out of all his title shots. He's always found a way to win by outside interference. And he even says that he's wrestled legends all over the world, but and won multiple world titles, but he's never won the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And he says that Seth Rollins is no Triple H, that Triple H is like a legend. He's not a legend, but he's like a big time player in this business, and Seth Rollins is no Triple H. And that was really it there. I know this review probably isn't going very well, but I'm really tired from working all day, so I'm just trying to get right through this. But it was an amazing promo, and it kind of does explain why all of a sudden he still is feuding with the Authority, that he doesn't necessarily hate Triple H. He does hate Seth Rollins, so that does explain that. It still doesn't make sense why he's getting a title shot, but whatever. So then Stephanie... something else that Sting said that I just remembered was he talked about how he thought it was like a joke that he's getting his own statue with all these legends in the... what's it called? The headquarters. And then Stephanie McMahon and Seth Rollins are backstage because they were watching Raw on TV because they're wrestling fans. That's what they do. And Seth Rollins even says that he's not saying that he's a great. He's saying that he's just a joke. And he says, hasn't he been watching what I've done? And he goes through all these accomplishments that he's done, how he's the first ever and only WWE World Heavyweight United States Champion. And Stephanie McMahon says, well, he's not trashing you. He's saying that you're not Triple H. And this pisses Seth Rollins off, and Seth Rollins wants to have his trophy back, but Stephanie McMahon says, well, if you want it, you're going to have to ask Sting for it. So then Seth Rollins walks off. By this opening segment, it had been rumored for a while that they want to do Triple H versus Seth Rollins. And I think this was like the setup on this Raw, that they're finally setting up Seth Rollins versus Triple H. And after what happens later on in this show, I'm going to give a little bit of a prediction of how I think they're going to finally set that up. The first match on the show was Dolph Ziggler with Lana ringside versus Rusev with Summer Rae ringside. It was pretty much the same standard as the SummerSlam match. Rusev destroyed him in the beginning, winning the whole match. Rusev tried to run off the ropes, but Dolph Ziggler caught him with a super kick out of nowhere. I thought that was a nice spot. Rusev bounced Ziggler's head off the steel steps, and then Rusev somehow ended up trying to charge at Ziggler, but he went shoulder first into the steel steps. Both men beat the count, and Ziggler hits the zigzag, and he's about to cover Rusev for the win. But Summer Rae comes in and attacks Dolph Ziggler, which means outside interference. Dolph Ziggler wins by disqualification. And Lana and Summer Rae go at it, and then that was it there. I thought the whole finish was stupid. I don't really like disqualifications. I think they just really need to end this feud. I'm not interested in it. And they do a lot to make me really not interested in it. And then Dolph Ziggler and Lana get interviewed afterwards, and Dolph Ziggler just says that he won the match, and just kind of cuts a standard promo, and he goes to take a shower. He goes in his locker room, and Renee Young's who is interviewing them, is going through like the matches that are going to be on this show, and we see Summer Rae go into Dolph Ziggler's locker room, so you can see where this is going. Then they announced that there's gonna be like a beat the clock between Team PCB, each member. Which Team PCB consists of Paige, Charlotte, and Becky Lynch. And before the match actually happens, Team Bella, which consists of the Bella twins, Nikki and Brie, and Alicia Fox. And Nikki Bella shows this, the Bellatron, I think they called it, where it has the countdown going to when she's going to be breaking the record for the longest reigning WWE Divas Champion. That was really all of the promo, really. And she's like at 14 days and something hours, something minutes, and something seconds. But now it's 13 days, something minutes, something hours, something seconds. I totally just messed that up, but who cares? If Nikki Bella wants to thank anybody when she does become the longest reigning Divas Champion, she should thank John Felix Anthony Cena. Because if she wasn't dated John Felix Anthony Cena, none of this would be happening. I'm just saying. But they're going to have a Beat the Clock challenge, and if you don't know what a Beat the Clock challenge, you have to try to win a match in a certain amount of time, and if you win that match in a certain amount of time, you get a shot at a certain title or something. You get a shot, at this case, the Divas title. And we get Becky Lynch with Paige and Charlotte versus Alicia Fox with the Bella Twins ringside, and this was, that Beat the Clock, one of the Beat the Clock challenge. Becky Lynch kind of like one of those little video promos talking about how she's going to become the new Divas Champion, how she got the pinfall at SummerSlam, and how she's going to show who the real B is in Team PCB. It's kind of a cheesy line, even though we get what they were referencing. And if you don't get it, then you're not old enough or smart enough or both. This match was just a match. Becky Lynch wins, beats Alicia Fox with the disarmer, and she won in 3 minutes and 21 seconds. I thought that was stupid. And I'm going to get to this I'm not going to rant about this yet. I'm going to talk about the other two Beat the Clock challenges and then rant about it. Next, Ryback gets interviewed, and he talks about how he had to overcome all the odds to be Intercontinental Champion, and then we see Summer Rae won from Dolph Ziggler's locker room, and we see Dolph Ziggler's naked now. So pretty much we were supposed to assume that there was some action going on in there, if you know what I mean. It was stupid. Next we had Ryback defending the Intercontinental Championship against Big Show with The Miz on commentary. I thought we were past this feud. I thought Ryback overcame it. Why is Miz back involved in this? It doesn't make any sense. He lost. He got pinned at SummerSlam. I mean, Big Show's destroyed him countless times. If anyone deserves an IC title shot, I can make the argument for Big Show, because if it wasn't for Big Show, Ryback would not have won that triple threat match at SummerSlam, so this was stupid. Yeah, very stupid. This match ended up being okay, though. I just don't really care for Big Show nowadays. The guy needs to retire. He has nothing left to accomplish in the WWE. Big Show's destroying Ryback, and the crowd are chanting, "Please retire." And he gets a mic and says, "Find somebody to retire me." So I feel like they're going to use that in the storyline now, where they find somebody to retire him, and I hope, by God, it happens sooner rather than later. Ryback ended up going for the meat hook clothesline, but Big Show hit him with a choke slam, and Ryback kicked out that. And then Ryback hit the meat hook clothesline. Big Show kicked out. Big Show went for the knockout punch at one point. Miz got on the apron. Big Show tried to punch him, but Miz escaped, and then Ryback hit Shell Shock for the win. So maybe it looks like they're trying to set up Ryback versus The Miz at Night of Champions. This match was just okay. It really, I mean, people say it's good, but I just thought it was okay. It got good towards the end, but, it was just okay. Then we had the second of the Beat the Clock challenges. It was Charlotte with Paige and Becky Lynch versus Brie Bella with Alicia Fox and Nikki Bella. Charlotte wins in 1 minute and 40 seconds. Brie Bella is just really trying to stay away from Charlotte. Then once Charlotte gets her hands on her, she gets the natural selection for the win. This was fucking stupid. The Dudley Boyz get interviewed. They didn't even cut to the interview right away. The cameraman was sucking the whole night and fucking just stayed on Raw. That's fucking... He should know how to use a fucking camera. It's fucking idiot. The Dudley Boyz consist of Bubba Ray Dudley and Devon Dudley. And Bubba Ray Dudley talk about how they're 9-time World Tag Team Champions and they want to be 10-time World Tag Team Champions. And they say they're going to do that by putting the New Day, which consists of Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, and Big E, through a table. And Devon says, "Oh, testify." That was kind of cool. It is nice to see the Dudley Boyz back in WWE. I will say that. I think they brought some life to the tag team division. I still think they need storylines for the tag team division. I think just having that, it's nice they have the Dudley Boyz, but I think they should have had an in-ring segment on this show explaining where they were, even though technically they can't really say where they were because they were in TNA. But saying like, what's how they feel about being in wrestling instead of doing a match that you would like want to see at the pay-per-view. You couldn't wait until the pay-per-view to do it. I don't know. It's just me. So that's what I really feel about that. And then we had Cesaro versus Kevin Owens. I thought this was a great match. I thought the SummerSlam match was a little bit better. Cesaro was a machine in this match. He hit that uppercut right into the barricade. Every time he hits that, I swear it looks like he's going to take the guy's head off. And then he hits the crossbody off the top. And then Kevin Owens destroys Cesaro. He hits that torture rack neckbreaker, the cannonball, and the ropes, or the turnbuckle. And he just destroys Cesaro. I thought that was nice stuff. Kevin Owens even tried to fight out of the suplex earlier in the match by Cesaro, and he couldn't do it. And then Cesaro hits the gut-wrench suplex off the turnbuckle. And one spot in the match was Kevin Owens tried to do the springboard DDT, and then Cesaro like catches him and plants him on the floor and gets him in a crossface. That was sick. Cesaro was just a machine in the ring. And then eventually Kevin Owens hits a super kick on Cesaro, and he tells Michael Cole, "Watch this, you stupid jerk." And he goes for the cannonball. Cesaro moves out of the way. Cesaro tries to do the Cesaro swing, but it doesn't work. And then eventually Cesaro does that spin on the ropes. The Kevin Owens knocks him off the apron and goes into the announcer's table, and Cesaro gets injured ribs, but he still chooses to continue the matchup. And he tries to do the sharpshooter, but his ribs are too hurt, so Kevin Owens beats him with the pop-up powerbomb. I thought this was a good match. I like how they're trying to make Kevin Owens look like a monster again, because by God, they needed it. I'm still kind of pissed. It seems like they're going to drop the ball with Cesaro again, which sucks. And if they do it again, you might as well just release the guy, because if you don't want to push the guy, why continue to leave him around in the WWE? I don't get it. The guy has all the fucking tools. Yeah, he's not the best on the microphone, but he's good enough to get his point across. He's a kick-ass in the ring. He has that look that screams WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Why won't they push Cesaro? At least give him the freaking IC title. Like, come on now. Dolph Ziggler and Lana are backstage. Dolph Ziggler's trying to explain that nothing happened. Lana ain't having it. That was it. Stupid. You know what, Lana? I'm going to give you some advice. If you really want to prove, that Dolph Ziggler's telling the truth, go watch Raw right this second online, because then you'll know what really happened. Because what Summer Rae is going to give her side of the story, and I'll talk about that when I get there. And her side of the story is bullshit. Okay, what the fuck? Okay. Now we had Braun Strowman with Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper inside versus Dean Ambrose with Roman Reigns in his corner. Bray Wyatt cuts pretty much the same promo at SmackDown, but no one, not many people watch SmackDown anymore, so he has to go cut that same promo on Raw. Pretty much thanking Sister Abigail for bringing Braun Strowman into the group. And Braun Strowman grabs the mic and says, "This is the end. This is the apocalypse." I thought it was great. He fits this Wyatt family role. I'm actually a huge supporter of Braun Strowman right now. Yeah, I have some mixed reactions about him, like he's not very agile, but I wasn't expecting him to be very agile. I really wasn't. But he just has that look that he's going to be the Wyatt family member. I think he's just been great. He has just like that creepy ass smile can just scare you instantly, and that voice that he has. The apocalypse is here, guys. The Wyatt family are the apocalypse of WWE. And Braun Strowman pretty much destroys Dean Ambrose. I thought it was great. That's how you debut a monster. You have him destroy people. It was great. He even ended up like smashing Dean Ambrose's face, like caving it into the barricade. I thought that was cool. And then he shoves him into Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns gets in his face and he starts going off on him, but then he throws Roman Reigns right into the barricade. And then Dean Ambrose, he throws him right into the announcer's table. And then he throws Reigns into the timekeeper's area. Ambrose tries to go off with like a sleeper hold, but Reigns throws him just off of him. He throws Reigns into the ropes. He gets Reigns into that chokehold, and Ambrose tries to come out of the chair, but he ain't selling that because that's what monsters do. They don't sell. And then he completely just annihilates Dean Ambrose. And then Roman Reigns tries to fight back. And the whole time this attack was on, Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper didn't move. They didn't need to move. But then after this, Luke Harper gets in the ring, super kicks Roman Reigns. And then they choke out Dean Ambrose. And then he does that face first move on Reigns. And Wyatt hits him with Sister Abigail. I still don't get what it means when he says that Braun Strowman's Sister Abigail's black sheep. Does that mean that they're dating? I don't really know. Does that mean that it's Sister Abigail's son? I'm not really sure what that means. Just great stuff. It's how you debut a monster. You make him look dominant. This was the great booking decision. I don't think it's going to last, though. I feel like once he loses, he's going to be like a joke who loses to, like... Kofi Kingston or something. So, I'm not saying that Kofi Kingston's bad, but he's going to be like a joke who eventually loses to mid-carders. So, it's probably not going to last very long. What I would love to see happen is him get into a feud with Ryback and just destroy Ryback and beat him for the IC title. I think that would be really cool. And then you could have him just go on a tear on all the people in the roster. But then again, then he might come face-to-face with John Felix Anthony Cena. And anytime somebody tries to become a star, you have to... John Cena is right there, and he is taking that position. So maybe that's not such a good idea. But you know what? I'm going for it. And I think eventually down the line, Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns are going to get a third guy. I would love it to be Seth Rollins and have the Shield reform. That would be sick. And that would be a way to turn Seth Rollins face, and it would be a surprise, but it's not going to happen. But that would be just so cool. I really want to see that. That would be awesome. Not going to happen, though. Because Seth Rollins is just... He's doing fine as a heel, I think. But it would really be cool if he turned face like that. The Shield would be back. That would be awesome. And that would just be great. I'm just not really sure who they could do. I'm thinking... I have some names, but I don't really want to give them out right now. Because I'm too tired to do that. So I'll just do it at another time when I'm more wide awake. Then was Seth Rollins got interviewed. He said he couldn't find Sting anywhere. He thinks it's a joke that Seth Rollins is doing a statue because everybody who put that together puts this business together, and this statue is just the greatest thing in the world, the greatest thing in his career. And he said that tonight he's going to call out Sting. I thought that was a good promo by Seth Rollins. And he even talked about, too, how Triple H was the king of kings in his day, but right now it's Seth Rollins' time. So, yeah. Continuing to build up Seth Rollins versus Sting. No, not Sting. Triple H. Paige with Becky Lynch and Charlotte versus Sasha Banks with Naomi and Tamina Snuka. Snuka, Naomi, and Banks all make up Team Bad, which stands for Beautiful and Dangerous. And they wrestled a Beat the Clock challenge. This was stupid. What would...
Are you making a video?
Yeah. Okay, this was stupid though. Like, why even bother having this match? Who really thought Paige was gonna win? And this made Sasha Banks look like a joke because Paige hit the Paige Turner and would have beaten her anyways in like in less than 2 minutes. That's stupid. This whole Beat the Clock challenge was stupid. This made the Divas Revolution just be a joke. Like, Paige and Sasha Banks should just not... They should have like a legit feud with a legit match where they don't just go out there and have like a 1 minute and 40-second match. That's a joke. You know, this Diva Revolution thing. After this Raw, it's a joke. Pretty much all the matches were less probably than 10 minutes combined. That's a joke. Yeah, they got 3 matches, but come on. This was a joke. if I was booking this and you're gonna boot this, I was all for the beat the clock challenge too until WWE got their hands on it. I would have done Paige versus Sasha first and like a 15 to 10-minute match, and then you have Becky Lynch try to beat Alicia Fox. This time then I have Charlotte face Brie Bella, and Charlotte beats it, and she gets it like in 8 minutes, and then you have an 8-minute match with Becky Lynch and Alicia Fox, and Becky Lynch just doesn't beat the time. Like what happened with Paige, she didn't end up beating the time here. Team Bad pulled her out, and then the time ran out because she couldn't get it back in the win and pin her in time. And then Team Bella stood on the stage because Charlotte ended up beating the time because she's gonna face Nikki Bella for the Divas title at Night of Champions. I mean, I'd be all for this match, but it's obvious who's going to win this match. I mean, they're not going to have Nikki Bella lose the title a day before she's going to break the longest reigning Divas title reign. That would be kind of stupid, Like, why not just have her break the reign? To be honest with you, I don't think she should break the reign. Especially, too, if she's, facing Charlotte. You would think, realistically, Charlotte would win. This Divas Beat the Clock match was just a joke. This could have been something special. I can't believe they threw away Paige and Sasha Banks on a wall like that. That's a match that should be like on a pay-per-view. It's just a joke. I hope they do this match again on a pay-per-view and do this right. Because I don't think there should just be one Divas match on the show. If they want to get the Divas Revolution, do two. And actually build a feud between Paige and Sasha Banks. To be honest with you, actually build up a feud between Nikki Bella and Charlotte. Why does Team Bad even exist anymore either? Because Team Bad lost at SummerSlam. They were the first team eliminated. They should just, I feel like they're going to job out Sasha Banks now. And by the way, I get why PCB got this opportunity because they won at SummerSlam. But where's Sasha Banks' title shot? Sasha Banks made the champ tap out before SummerSlam. Where's her title shot? Where's, okay, Charlotte's getting her title shot. But I'm just saying, where's Sasha Banks' title shot? Where's Becky Lynch? Technically, Becky Lynch, if you think about it, in a way deserves it more than Charlotte because she got the decisive pinfall victory at SummerSlam. Yeah, why not just do a Fatal 4-Way match? That'd be so much simpler. You do Nikki Bella, Becky Lynch, Charlotte, and Sasha Banks. It all makes sense. They all have a reason to be in there. But then again, it'd be even stupider. I'd rather have this be one NXT woman. Because if she beats Charlotte, Sasha Banks, and Becky Lynch, that would be a joke. Nikki Bella, I don't know. Everybody said, I'll admit she has improved. It's just, she's only in this spot because she's dating John Felix Anthony Cena. To be honest with you, if anybody should get the credit for that longest reigning Divas title reign, it's John Felix Anthony Cena. Nikki Bella would obviously not be in this spot if it wasn't for John Felix Anthony Cena. And Nikki Bella is not going to obviously tell you that, but ask Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Just saying. Just saying. Lana gets interviewed. Oh, this was stupid. Summer Rae talks about this bullshit story, how Dolph Ziggler tried to seduce her, how he called her in the locker room, got naked in the shower, all wet, she found him hot. Fucking stupid. Stupid. And then Lana is all distraught. This obviously didn't happen. This makes Lana and Dolph Ziggler look like stupid, because they should realize that Rusev and Summer Rae are playing them because they want to break them up. Are they idiots? Like I said, Lana, just watch Monday Night Raw. Now they're going to do a Miz TV segment with Dolph Ziggler and Lana. Ooh, boy. At least they're going to get Dolph Ziggler away from Lana. That's the only positive in this. And, yeah. Dudley Boyz versus Big E and Kofi with Xavier Woods and the primetime players, which consist of Darian Young and Titus O'Neil on commentary for this match. This was the main event match on the show. I actually did like this match. I like that, like I said, I like the fact that the Dudley Boyz are back on Raw wrestling again. That's really cool. The New Day cut a promo talking about how you should save tables, because if it wasn't for tables, you wouldn't have the periodic table, you wouldn't have your multiplications tables, you wouldn't have all that money you won at the poker table. I actually thought it was a good promo. I still hate the New Day. It's still an outdated gimmick, but they made no sense, but I don't know, it worked for me. and everything. I don't know. After seeing that Dolph Ziggler stuff, this made it look good. Um, Good match here. Kofi and Big E dominated Devon throughout like the whole match, and then Bubba Ray Dudley made the hot tag. He went off on him. He did the dusty elbow. I like that. And then they hit the 3D on Kofi for the win. And they had this bubble wrap table because they want to save tables now. And they were going to give the 3D to Big E, but they pulled Big E out in time. And yeah, this was good stuff. I liked it. It was just simple. Now they have a victory over the tag champs. I think they're going to do at Night of Champions a triple threat tables match between the Dudleys, the New Day. I don't know which. Probably Big E and Kofi and the primetime players, which I'd be down with. I wouldn't mind. Then maybe an elimination tables match or just a regular tables match because they have to do a tables match. I think it's just called for. They're building up to a tables match. It makes sense, and I would be down with that. Then the main event. Well, the last thing on the show was Seth Rollins calling out Sting, and Seth Rollins calls out Sting, talks about how he's the greatest and how Sting, all these mind games he's doing is the reason WCW went out of business. WCW stood for World Championship Wrestling, which isn't true because even when Sting came as the Crow, that's when WCW was like awesome. And he talks about how he's better than Triple H. He doesn't say it, but he implies it. Stephanie McMahon gets pissed about it. I don't know why Triple H needs Stephanie McMahon to be out there to help defend his battles. I hate Stephanie McMahon as an on-screen character. She always gets the last laugh. No one can ever get anything on Stephanie McMahon. It's just stupid. Stephanie McMahon needs to get an ass kicking. There's no exceptions about it.
Hey, quiet down, because she's got to go to school tomorrow.
Yeah. But yeah, Seth Rollins. I'm trying to remember what I was going to say. Oh, so then, and she says not to talk about her husband again. And Seth Rollins actually makes a good point. Seth Rollins even says, well, Triple H, his ego was so big, he thought he was better than Ric Flair. This is the same case. And he says that it's not Triple H's time anymore, it's his time. Great point by Seth Rollins. But of course, Stephanie McMahon doesn't listen to that kind of stuff. Then Stephanie McMahon says it's not about your statue, you're just letting Sting get in your head and you're smarter than that. And he calls out Sting. John Cena comes out, says that he has to have that talk. He says that you're just like the flavor among them for the authority. They always get this guy. Once they are done with this guy, they move on because it's not what's best for business anymore, which is true. And then he says he wants a rematch for the U.S. title because every title is supposed to be defended on every pay-per-view, which is, well, at Night of Champions. And Stephanie McMahon agrees, and then Seth Rollins is pissed, and Cena and Sting come out and stand on the stage, and then that was the end of the show. I thought that was a good segment ending, and they really have a lot of faith in Seth Rollins. If he's going to do 2 matches, I think that's really cool. I think that's a good idea, to get that U.S. title defended, give something for Cena to do, give something for Sting to do. And I actually think Seth Rollins is going to end up probably winning both matches. I think they're going to really put Seth Rollins over hard, and then eventually down the line, Seth Rollins' ego is going to get so big, Triple H is going to get pissed about it and challenge him to a match either at Survivor Series or the Royal Rumble. And that was Raw this week. Another complaint I have about this is no Brock Lesnar, no Undertaker. Now, I understand the part-time wrestlers, but he just did that talked about finish at SummerSlam, and now it's like it didn't even happen. Like, we have to wait for the rematch. They're going to probably either do it at the WrestleMania 32, or Royal Rumble, or Survivor Series. It's stupid. Because why would you do that finish if they're not going to be on anymore? I don't know. It's just stupid. Raw sucked this week. The only there was enough good things on it, but that Dolph Ziggler thing was just bad. That Beat the Clock was just bad. I just didn't like Raw this week. What else was on this show? I don't want to see Big Show wrestling anymore in 2015. The guy needs to retire. I don't know. And then it didn't really feel. I just didn't like Raw this week. It didn't really feel like a Raw. It felt like I was watching an indie league. So that maybe that's what hurt it. I don't. That's just honestly how I felt. The only good things was Stin, Kevin Owens versus Cesaro, the Dudley Boyz versus New Day, and Braun Strowman versus Dean Ambrose. And yeah, that's good stuff. But there was also the bad overweighed the good. You had that awful Dolph Ziggler Lana stuff. You don't follow up on Undertaker Brock Lesnar. I think that's pretty stupid. And you have Big Show wrestling in 2015. The guy needs to fucking retire. You accomplish everything you had to do, and he needs to retire. And also, I don't know. What do you want me to say? That's my Raw review this week. I'm not really in the mood. I'm just tired too, so maybe I'm not taking out the show on that. But that's why this Raw review is kind of because I'm just kind of tired from working. So I'm not even going to tell you to go subscribe to this and subscribe to that because I'm really not in the mood. So thanks for watching. Goodbye.